Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm a director with Usborne Books and More, and I want to talk with you guys today about hostess coaching. So, first of all, let's just get it out there that hostess coaching is hard, and hostesses can drive you absolutely nuts and make you want to pull your hair out and make you really, really angry. But hopefully, I can help you today with a few tips that will make it not so difficult. And with that being said, I believe that hostess coaching is the number one key to success in this business. Of course, you might say that sales are number one or recruits are number one, but all of that comes from good hostess coaching. It all stems from that. You get your sales from having good hostesses. You get your recruits from having good hostesses. If your hostesses can get girls to your parties, you can do the rest. So I want to go through the hostess coaching process with you that I use. You can alter it to how you see fit, but there's a few key points that I believe you need to make sure and include in your dialogue with your hostesses. So number one, nail down a date with your hostess. And sometimes people have a hard time doing this. So what I do is I give them 2 dates to choose from, and I only give them 2 dates. And I've only, in all of my dialogues with hostesses, only had one hostess say that neither one of those dates worked for them, and she picked another one. So I pick 2 dates that are great for me and make her pick between the 2. Then I immediately address the mass inviting problem. This is a problem for everyone, and I know you've dealt with it. And so this is something that I have found to really help. So once your hostess says, okay, March 15th works for me, then say, okay, awesome, it'll be so fun. But the main thing to know is that Facebook is really cracking down on mass inviting, where people add friends to an event without their permission. Instead, you will send personal, individual messages to all your friends asking them if they want an invitation. When they say yes, then add them to the event. Will you be able to do that? And the key to this entire message is that last sentence, saying, will you be able to do that? By making her actually answer yes or no right there, you are getting into her head. You are making it very hard for her to lie to you or for her to go against her word. This is just kind of a lesson in psychology. If you make them actually say, no, I will not mass invite, or yes, I will send individual messages, then they're much more likely to do it. Then, once she says, sure, I can do that, then reassure her that she has made the right decision. Say, I promise you'll get a much better result this way. You'll get more free books, and your friends will appreciate you personally asking them and will be more likely to buy from you. I will send you a script to use, and you can copy and paste, so it really isn't too overwhelming. What's your email address? So one key here is that I always say that by personally asking them, they are more likely to buy from you. I say buy from you because I want her to know this is her party. This is for her. She's not just doing this as a favor to me. This is for her to get free books, for her to share with her friends. So make sure and give her ownership in that by saying they're buying from you. They don't know me. They're not buying from me. They're buying from you. Then, after a couple days passed, once you're actually setting up her party, address the mass inviting again. I know this seems like overkill, but I promise it helps. So I'll just say, okay, I have your party all ready to go. Let's start inviting. I sent you an email with the directions, and I know I've mentioned this before, but just a reminder, make sure and wait until after a person says, yes, I want an invitation, before you add them to the event. You would be so surprised at how many hostesses still mass invite, even after I tell them not to, and then they get upset when no one buys from them. So here's another little lesson in psychology. You're kind of telling her the kind of person she doesn't want to be. You're saying, hey, I've dealt with the kind of person that doesn't listen to me and still mass invites, and you don't want to be like her. Then give her some perspective on what it's going to take for her party. I call this the rule of half. I tell her, if you send 200 messages, you will get 100 people to respond, 50 people will say, yes, I want an invitation, and 25 will RSVP. 13 will attend the party, and 6 will purchase from you. I'll send you a script, so 200 messages really isn't that bad. I really like this because it gives them an idea of what it's going to take on their end. And sometimes they'll feel like they've sent 200 messages, but they haven't really, and that's fine, but it gives them that idea in their head that they have to send a lot of messages, and it's okay that people ignore their messages. It happens. Don't take it personally. Then during the process, so she's actually starting to invite people. As you're coaching her through this part, always start with something positive. Like, even if she has a low number of RSVPs, tell her, you did a great job not mass inviting, or your RSVPs are really rolling in, or great job getting those RSVPs. Your friends are already doing a great job participating. Always encourage her on this one. And then, if you have a hostess who has a low RSVP count, here are some tips to try to help her out. Tell her to go through her friends list one more time. So say she says, oh, I've gone through my friends list, I've asked everybody. Ask her to do it one more time. But tell her this time to start at the bottom of her list. This will give her a completely new perspective, because by the time she got to the bottom of her list last time, she was probably just like a robot scrolling through the names and kind of in a daze because she had gone through her list for so long. So tell her to start from the bottom this time. And you could even give her some sort of goal here, like start from the bottom and try sending 20 more messages. Give her kind of a small goal like that. Then offer her a free book if she gets to 25 RSVPs. Some people do this automatically from the very beginning, and that's fine. Some people wait until they kind of have a struggling hostess and give her this motivation. Do whatever you want with that, but I do think that a free book at 25 RSVPs is a good motivator. And then also, tell her to don't limit yourself to just close friends and family. Some of my very best customers are girls who I barely knew in high school and I haven't talked to in over 10 years. It's been a great way to get to know them again through books. So make sure that she's sending this to everybody, because you never know who is going to fall in love with these books. And then damage control. Everybody has had this happen where you have told them not to mass invite and they do it anyway. And I hate to tell you, if you've gone through all of the previous steps that I just told you about addressing mass inviting multiple times and they still mass invite, it's probably not going to be able to do too much damage control, but we can try a few things, because at this point it's probably the hostess just does not want to put the effort in. But let's try a few things. So first, I blame myself. I seriously do. I swallow my pride and just blame myself. I say, shoot, I'm so sorry. I didn't explain that very well. I see that you've added 100 people to the party already. I meant for you to wait until after they told you, yes, I want an invitation, for you to add them to the event. So I'm blaming myself, but then at the same time, she knows good and well that she wasn't supposed to do that. So I'm blaming myself, but at the same time, kind of making her feel guilty for me taking the responsibility for something she knows she did wrong. Then I say I really don't want Facebook to block us from being able to post in the event. So blame Facebook on that one. And then I say, do you want me to create you a new event, or do you want to just go and take off all of those people that you added? So that gives her the option of starting all over or going and taking off some of those girls, and then tell her to go back and invite individually. Sometimes they'll say, well, no, I don't have the time to do that. Say, well, okay, well, do you think you could at least send out some personal messages to all the girls you added to the event, telling them why you thought they would love these books? Tell them they can win a raffle prize and they get their first entry just by responding to the RSVP. So you've given her a few options of how to do some damage control. Again, this does not always work. Usually by this point, you can tell if your hostess is willing to put forth the effort or not. And if she's not willing to put forth the effort, then she probably isn't going to take these steps for damage control. You can post something on the Facebook event asking people to RSVP, and that can sometimes get a few more. But at this point, you kind of have to make the decision. Is it worth your time to go ahead and do a party that might not get very many orders, or do you want to go ahead and cancel or reschedule with the hostess? And that's totally up to you. If you're trying to squeak out a few more orders for the end of the month, then I say go ahead and do it, and maybe you'll get an order or two. But that's your call at this point. So let's look at the complete opposite of the mass inviter and look at the amazing hostesses. So sometimes you have an amazing hostess who is just doing everything you ask of her, but don't let her stop there. Push her even more. Give her a compliment. Say, oh, wow, you're doing an amazing job at getting RSVPs. You're going to have a great party with lots of free books. But I think at this point, you should make your goal to hit 40 RSVPs. Do you think you can do that? So make her realize she's doing a great job. Say thank you for doing a good job. But give her some sort of goal that's even more than what you would do for a regular hostess. And then I just have to throw this in there. Always discuss with your great hostesses about becoming a consultant. Say, hey, you're really good at this. Have you ever considered becoming an Usborne consultant? You could earn free books and commission off your party. It's super fun. So just try to get in that dialogue with that hostess. Let them know she's doing a great job. She would be really good as a consultant, and try to get her signed up before her party. If she says no, that's no big deal, but always throw it out there. Then always remember to look at those non-responsive RSVPs. So even if the girl has already hit her, or the hostess has already hit her 25 RSVPs, let's say she has 15 that are still not responded to the RSVP. Just go and say, hey, let's try to get those 15 girls who have not yet responded. Personally message them all with a quick, hey, I added you to my Usborne book party. Make sure and respond to the RSVP for your first raffle entry. It'll be really fun. And then also send them a link to the event page. Posting the link is normally not beneficial because it's a private event, and so people can't go to that event page, but these girls have already been invited, so the link should work for them. And then on the day of the party, I post a picture, get my hostesses to post a picture on their Facebook wall of the books. And I have a picture that I give them that has, it's from my very first Facebook party I ever hosted. It's all the free books I got, and it's all of, you can actually see the titles of the books, and so that draws people's attention. So they post that picture and they put something along the lines of, don't forget, I'm hosting an Usborne Books online party tonight. There will be raffle prizes and video demos showing off these amazing books. Who wants an invitation? And so I make sure and let them know this does not replace personal messages, but it can squeak out a few RSVPs at the last minute. And then on the day of the party, remind the hostess to comment and like on her friend's posts during the party. This helps keep them engaged and helps them feel loyal to their friend and actually want to purchase from her. Have the hostess send out personal messages 10-15 minutes before the event and say something along the lines of, hey, my Usborne book party is about to start. See you on the event page. She could even send out texts at this point. And then tag everyone in the 15 minutes until party time post and tell them to go ahead and get their wish list started, either paper and pencil, or if they want to go on the website and get their wish list started there. And then finally, sometimes hostesses are just bad. It happens. Don't blame yourself. Just take it in stride and move on to the next party. Sometimes you follow all of this script, you follow all the rules, and they still just don't want to put forth the effort. And you just can't take it personally. You can't let it bring your business down. You have to just keep going. But hopefully you have picked up on some tips today that will help you not have so many flop parties and bad hostesses. So I hope that this has helped today, and have a great day.